Welcome to episode 3 of the Real Estate Roundtable. Today, we are honored to have Dr. El-Sabbagh from Care Pediatrics. Doc, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. I'm excited to see you as well.
So, on this podcast, what we like to do is we like to interview individuals who are successful in their career and have a story to tell. Everyone has a story.
Sure.
In my opinion, your story is one of the greatest stories. It's a great story that I've known I'm biased.
Mm-hmm.
You're my kid's doctor. You're one of my best friend's dad. So I know you on a personal level. So I think that you're a master of your craft.
Thank you.
Just from experience, from when my kids, when we go to the doctors, when we're experiencing something in any aspect of life, you want to deal with someone who you feel like they've done it a million times, or they've seen it, they've been there, they've done that. And in my opinion, that's an expert. And I think you take that to another level. So from a professional standpoint, you make people feel comfortable. And it's really comforting as new parents, your confidence, and a lot of times in the medical field, you have a lot of people who don't have, they forget that medicine is also like a business.
It's an art too.
It's an art. There needs to be bedside manner, customer service, and your staff, from a business standpoint, you guys are very customer service centric, great bedside manner. You have empathy and understand what people are going through.
Sure.
And that, to be honest, is I think what separates you. When people think pediatrics in Dearborn, they think of you and they think of Care Pediatrics.
Thanks.
And that's really a testament. For those who don't know, what is your story?
My story is a very interesting story. You want to start from day one I landed here, or?
Start from day one when you landed in America.
Oh my God.
Because you weren't born here.
I was not born here. I came to this country in 1983. I was 17 years old.
Okay.
Right out of high school. So during civil war in Lebanon, there was an Israeli invasion to Lebanon. So I need to get out.
Yeah.
I need to pursue my schooling and my education. So my family, my parents they are not the richest. They are okay, but my father, God rest his soul, didn't have enough money to send me to study. So I decided to do it on my own.
Yeah.
So I had only $1,800 in my pocket when I landed in America. Yes.
Wow.
$1,800.
Wow.
So thanks for my cousins. They helped me out. I started working here and there. You're talking about working self-service gas station. I don't know if people still remember the self-service.
They used to pump gas for you?
Yes.
I mean, I'm too young for that, but I've heard of it.
Self-service. I worked at night shift at gas stations. I did work at Kirby's Coney Island. I don't know if the owner is going to see this podcast. I worked for them. They used to be at Fairlane Mall. I was a bus boy at one point, just to pursue my dream is to go to school. And little by little, I went to Wayne County Community College, one of the cheapest, very modest community college. Then I transferred to University of Detroit, Mercy. I got my degree in biology. Then I reached a point, it was a dead end. No further, there's no money to continue. And I need to do fresh start. I had a family. I had a kids at that point, so I started a pest control business.
Now, did you graduate at that time? Did you get your bachelor's degree or not yet?
I did get my bachelor's degree in biology from University of Detroit.
Okay.
There was no jobs then, so I reached a point there was no job. So I needed to do something. I had a family to support, so I started a pest control business. I started to save some money, and I had to borrow some money. And it's a little story. I was doing this service for this house, and I saw this guy's pictures frame on the wall, and I asked the wife, this is Joe. This is the guy I used to work gas station years ago.
Okay.
So I asked her, this is Joe. Joe. She said, yes. I asked her, is this your husband? She said, yes. What's Joe doing? He said, he's doing medical school in the Caribbean. So I told her, please give me his number. So she gave me his number. I finished the service at her house, went home, called him. I told him, this is Alex from Dearborn, blah, blah, blah. I need to go to the Caribbean. He said, oh, yes, you are welcome. So I did the book the first day I booked. I went
Right away.
right away. I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
I didn't consult nobody.
Uh-huh.
So I bought a ticket and I went to the Dominican Republic, and he welcomed me at the airport. He showed me the schools. There was 3 schools, the cheapest one, middle school, and high-level school. So I chose the middle. So I registered. I transferred my credits to the school. I came back, collect what I have, and I took off. Went to medical school in the Caribbean for 3 years, came back. There's another struggle, passing this board examination, and I had a family to support. So I was working and studying for my board.
Question, just to paint the picture. So when you were at Joe's house, when you see this picture, how old were you?
In that 30,
Wow.
I was around 30 years old.
Okay.
Yes. So when I decided to go to medical school, a lot of people said, oh, you are not going to make it. You have family at this age. What you going to do? I told them, you wait and see.
So people who are 23, 24, 25, and they think they're behind the 8 ball,
Absolutely.
they're really not behind the 8
Age
ball.
is not a limit. Age is not just a number, like they say.
Yeah.
It is, if you wanted to do something, you got to do it. Don't think about it. Don't ask nobody. Just do it.
Yeah.
Period. Nothing.
Quick decisions are the best decisions.
Absolutely. I have made so many great decisions. Of course, we're humans. We do mistakes. But most of my decisions were in the right direction. And because you have to believe what you do, and you have to work for it. Nothing comes easy. Nothing is going to come to you. You're going to chase your dreams. You're going to chase what you want.
100%.
If you do that, nothing's going to stop you, and nobody can stop you.
100%.
So there were some obstacles, and some people say you're not going to make it, blah, blah, blah. I told them, okay, wait and see. And I'm here. So I'm here.
So you passed your board exams.
I passed my board exam, and another story how I got my residency. But getting into residency from medical school graduate is very difficult. So I was doing my rotations at Children's Hospital, and I met this guy. He's a resident at Hurley Hospital, and he asked me, where are you from? I told him, I'm from Lebanon. He said, are you from the South? I told him, yes, I'm from the South. Apparently, he likes the people from South Lebanon.
Uh-huh.
So he said, do you want to be a pediatrician? I told him, yes, I want to be a pediatrician. He said, okay, you got it. Call me on Tuesday. That was like Friday.
Uh-huh.
So I figured, okay, he's going to be one of those pushover, like, you know. So I did call him on Tuesday. There was no calling. There was a beeper. Pager.
You paged them.
So I paged him on Tuesday.
Okay.
So I paged him on Tuesday. It took him 1 hour to call me back. I thought he's not going to respond. Actually, he responded. He said, okay, I got your name. I'm going to give it to the program director, and she's going to email you for an interview. Again, I didn't take it seriously, but guess what? 2-3 days, I got an interview. So the interview was during Christmas time. During while I was going to the pediatric building at Hurley Hospital around Christmas, I was in the elevator going for the interview. The elevator, it's a 4th floor. There was a lady, middle-aged lady in the elevator,
Uh-huh.
and she has some Christmas presents.
Yeah.
And I was just trying to be funny. I think I told her, oh, thank you for the Christmas gift. She said, oh, no, sorry, this is for whatever. Then she asked me, where are you going? I told her, I'm going, I have an interview with Dr. Ham. She's a pediatric program director. She said, I am Dr. So we broke the ice at the elevator.
Okay.
And the interview was so easy then. She didn't ask me anything about my education. She asked me who I am, what do I do. And I got an interview, I got accepted, and I moved to Flint, finished my residency, came back, and thank God everything is going well.
Well, how old were you when you finished your residency?
30, 32, I was like 35, 36.
Wow.
Yes.
So you're 36.
Maybe more. Yeah, maybe 30.
You moved your whole family to Flint during that time,
My
right?
family to Flint with 2 boys.
Yeah.
And I finished. I came back to Dearborn. Yes.
So you guys moved back from Flint. Did you work in a hospital or did you start your business right away?
When I came back to Dearborn, I worked at a private clinic in Dearborn for 1 year. And we split. I decided to do business on my own, even though I did not want to do. My intention was to work for another doctor, but there was no jobs available. And I was forced to establish my own business. I was so scared, but guess what? I'm glad I did it because it worked out perfectly, beautifully. It was hard in the beginning, but wasn't a problem at all.
So a lot of times we think that we know the plan for everything, and you got out and you wanted to work for another clinic and you didn't want to own your own business, but everything works out the way it should be.
100%.
It goes back to...
I don't regret it at all. I don't regret...
No regrets.
I had no regrets at all. No, nothing.
It goes back to control what you can control. You can look for a job, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't mean that you did something wrong. It means that something bigger,
100%.
And you're a perfect example. That's what we're going to use this platform for, to show people, look, you're at a certain age, it doesn't mean nothing. You have a certain trajectory, it doesn't mean nothing. All it takes for you to look up, see a picture on the wall, next thing you know, you're in the Caribbean. 10 years later, you own Care Pediatrics.
It is. It's a great story.
It is.
Yeah.
So you started Care Pediatrics. Didn't you work in hospitals as well?
Oh, yes. When I first started at Care Pediatrics.
What was your day like?
Yeah, when I first started at Care Pediatrics, I did not have any patients, obviously.
Right.
I was working at a couple urgent cares, and I worked at Oakwood Hospital, Cornwall Health now, at night for a few nights, and work at urgent cares in Trenton. I worked at urgent care in Hamtramck, and just to get me going. And I started by myself. When I opened the office, I was by myself, answering the phone.
So you're the secretary?
Secretary. Take the vitals, give vaccine, see the patients, give them prescription, send them home.
You're the only one person shop.
By myself. Then my sister came. Then I got lucky with my manager right now, and now I have 20 employees.
How long has your manager been with you?
Since 2007, 2006.
Wow.
That was
18 years.
18 years.
18 years.
She's still with me.
So if people who own businesses, and when I go there and I see the lobby, I think business. Of course, you're there, you want people to be okay, that their health is most important. But I think what led to such a business that is so successful?
Yes.
And a lot of it has to do with the staff. How do you keep someone for 18 years from a business point of view?
The key for the success, or for any business success, is you have to tell your employee, this business is a family. You come here, it's your family. If you don't find it this way, please go somewhere else. This is the first thing I tell my employees. Faye, I mentioned her name. So my manager, when she first came, I told her, this is my second home. If you are willing to join, yes. And all my employees, when the first interview, I tell them, this is a family business. When you treat my patients like family, that's all you need. And yes, of course, you got here and there, but the key is to treat them as family. Don't treat them like strangers. At the end of the day, they are their families. It's their beloved ones. So they have a trust in you. So you have to take care of this trust. You cannot disobey that.
Yeah, 100%. And they do it in a manner which they care.
100%.
They care. Like it's like you're going to people that are not strangers. If there's a nurse that's working in care pediatrics, and when we first had my daughter and was going to get a shot or whatever, the way that they interact, it's like it's their family too.
I tell them from beginning, those kids, they are my kids. You need to treat them as my own kid or your own kid. And the key for success, especially in pediatrics, is if you have a child, when I see him is sick, I would say to myself, okay, if this child is my son or my daughter, what do I do? Do I send him to the hospital? Do I do this lab? Do I give him this medicine? That's it.
Right.
It doesn't take a genius.
It's not.
You don't have to read a book.
People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
It does. You don't have to read. I don't read a book anymore. I've done studying.
Right.
My study is my patients'
It's experience.
and I keep updated with all the new stuff. Of course, you get your CMEs, but this is a family. You gotta take care of the family.
Well, that makes me feel good because last week, Tariq Aoun was here. Did you watch it or no?
No, I didn't watch it.
Can you subscribe now and start
Sure.
watching it?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
I have to now.
So Tariq Aoun said one reason why he loves it here, both at this Keller Williams and on the team, it's like a family.
Family.
You don't feel like you're going to work and someone's going to yell at you and, there's strict rules. Of course, there's business, but it's family.
It's family.
It's family atmosphere.
When I come to the office every morning, I mean, you have to be like in between. You don't want to be too firm with your employees, and you have to be lenient. There's a time when business is business, when a time for a joke, and there's a time,
100%.
So you don't want to be firm because you want your employees to like you.
Yeah.
If they don't like you, they're not going to take care of your patients.
Right.
So, yeah, you have to balance. Yeah.
Yeah. What advice would you give to people? Because a lot of people in our community, they're becoming doctors, lawyers, pharmacists, but maybe specifically the doctors. What advice would you give them?
You mean to
anyone, whether people who are just starting, people who are thinking of going into medicine in general, what advice would you give them?
Well, my advice to everyone who wants to pursue education in general, all medicine in particular, is just they have to love what they do. They have to work hard for it because nothing comes easy. And they have to be focused all the time. If they have a target, they're going to follow the target. They're going to follow what they need to do. Just working hard, waking up early, study hard, and taking care of what they do.
I agree when you say target. I believe in something, and anyone who's on the team, anyone I talk to in general, my advice is write it down. You have a date, write it down. You have goals, write it down. Because when you write something down, it puts your target into the world.
100%.
And it gives you something to look forward to. So I agree.
You have 100%. To have an objective. You have to you need to know what to do. Yeah, I mean, life is not easy, especially for men. We struggle to get to this point.
100%.
We work hard. You wake up early. You go to the gym when you can. You have to be firm. You have to be a hero for your family.
Right.
In order to get this point.
100%.
Yes.
You have to have that drive, but it's very important. You have to do what you love.
100%. If you need to love it, but you need to know this is something you must do too. Even sometimes you love something, but you're lazy to do it. But you have to have the energy. You have to have the energy to do it. Of course, you have to have the passion for it.
100%. 100%. Now, you give advice for everyone going into medicine. What about people who think it's too late? I'm 30 years old, which now you get out of high school 18. Kids, they're very smart, especially in our community. They start taking college classes. They have their associate's degree by the time they graduate high school. So for someone who maybe wants to start college at 30 or go to medical school, what advice do you have for them?
Well, again, if they want to do what they have to have a goal. If age is just a number.
Yeah.
Age is just a number, especially for men. Men, we are drive to work hard. So it does not matter. If you want to do anything, there's no dreams not sustainable. You can do whatever you want as long you have the energy, you have the passion. Age is just a number.
If you have the energy and passion, age is just a number.
It's just a number.
That's a good one.
Yeah, 100%.
That's a very good one.
Yes.
So with you being successful, I know you've invested in real estate. What advantages have you received or have you recognized from investing in real estate? Because I know you're an avid investor.
Sure. This is a very good question, and this is another advice to all this medical profession, because the nature of our business in medicine is it's self-dependent.
Yeah.
For example, my office depends on me.
Yes.
If Dr. Alex is not in the office, there's no office. So God forbid something happened to me. I have thousands of patients. What are they going to do? What I'm going to do with my family? How I'm going to support my family? So investing in real estate is a great idea as a backup plan. God forbid
100%.
something happened to me. I have the funds to support my family
On a monthly basis.
So it's a great opportunity for whoever, any medical professional, to have something to back him up if there is in case of emergency.
100%.
In case of emergency, because again, if I don't have anything to back me up and I got injured, I mean, there's no income.
Right.
There's no income.
Right.
So if I have an investment, a real estate investment, I still have the income to support my family in case I'm not here.
You can use the income every month. You can sell it, use that money.
100%.
You can, tax incentives are very big. So for someone, even if people who work in a hospital, I would imagine, I don't know for a fact, but I would imagine anyone who doesn't own their own business is in a higher tax bracket.
Yes.
They have less write-offs.
100%.
And there's a lot of tax benefits from investing in real estate. You mentioned medical professionals, but everyone in general.
Yes.
I look at you as a medical professional, but I also look at you as a business owner.
100%.
So even when we were younger and I would see you're investing in real estate, and it goes to show you can say, and I mentioned this last week, you can say for a 20-year period, you were very successful.
Right.
You have a lot to show for it. Some people and other investors like you would have to show for it. They have the tax write-off. They have the property they can touch, they can sell, they can rent, collect income. You have something to show for. So let's say you started later in life and you want to retire a little early. From that period, you have something to show for it.
Yes, that's absolutely true. It's a true statement. It is. If you look at the history of all the successful people, they all have so much real estate.
Real estate is
the backbone. It's the backbone of any business success.
It really is.
It is. If you look at President Trump, for example, he started with the real estate.
Real estate.
Look at him right now, and I can mention more and more and more.
Yeah, and I think and I mentioned this already, but I think what goes unnoticed is, the tax benefits.
The tax benefit. That's another thing. Yes, when you have investment property, or you can use it as a tax break.
The depreciation.
Yes, depreciation. And always they still go on value. Always go high in value. Always go in value.
Always.
You're going to have dip and here there, but if you are patient, they're going to rebound. So it's always a great investment. It's always a great idea to have a real estate. Absolutely.
Well, I remember one time I asked you if you would consider selling a certain property, and you told me I've never been happy about selling a property.
Every time I sold a property, I regret it.
Yeah.
And I feel so bad. I said, I wish I did not do it.
Yeah.
So, yes, it's always a bad idea to sell unless there is, you must, or you have to, or you have another opportunity. So, yes, always bad idea to sell a property. This is from experience. Telling you.
A lot of people have that same energy. A lot of people. Now, depending on some circumstances, I always say only sell it if you know exactly what you're going to do with it and you move the money to something bigger.
Yes, you have to have plan B.
Plan B.
If you're selling a property and you don't have a plan B, it's a bad idea.
So I had a client one time, and he wanted to buy a certain property, and he really wanted this property. He wanted the property. And I have a coach, and I used to tell him, what do? We want this property. And he said, he's not going to sell until he knows what he's going to do with the money. You want him to sell that property in his best interest, find him something bigger to buy. And we did that.
That's good.
So,
yeah, that's awesome. Yes.
Doc, we started this podcast and I mentioned everybody wants to deal with a professional who they feel has done it a million times.
Yes.
And I feel that with your experience and the amount of patients that you see, you've seen a lot of things. Can you tell us a story that you have witnessed, or not witnessed, but a patient came in and you seen something and you caught it from your experience, from your knowledge, from your studying, and you seeing it early led to something good. Can you share us a story like that?
Oh, I have so many.
Yeah. You can mention a few. What's one of the few that come to mind?
Well, I have a story that was maybe like a year after I opened my practice. I have this maybe 2 years old boy. He's not my patient actually. He just came in just to see what is going on. Anyway, this mom brought this child for a rash and a fever, and she was going between urgent care and emergency room and other doctors. She ended up finding me. She came to me, and I know after she told me what's going on with her son, I did not even examine him. She told me he's having this for 5 days. I thought, okay, this is a script. Go to the emergency room. Your son has Kawasaki disease. And
Kawasaki disease?
It's inflammation of the vessels, and it is potentially deadly.
Oh my God!
25% of the kids can die from cardiac problems.
Wow!
So if you catch it early, you will save. You can save the patient. But if you don't catch it, it's potentially deadly.
Wow!
So yes, she rushed him to the hospital. He's in the hospital for 10 days, and I saved his life. Another story. I was working at Beaumont one night, and usually before I go to my room, I would like to round on my patients, make sure everybody is doing okay. So I have this child. He's like maybe 2 weeks old, and diagnosis was urine infection. It's a boy. Usually boys don't have urine infection. So all I said to the mother, that's my patient I was just covering for the night. So I told the mother, your son has a urine infection, but I would like you to follow up with your pediatrician because there's something else is going on with your son. My job was not to see what is going on with him. My job was to make sure he's stable for that night.
Because you were just covering.
That's correct. So 2-3 months later, I got a call from this mom. She said, my name is Michelle, blah, blah, blah. You're Dr. El-Sabbagh. You saw my son at the Beaumont. I did not remember her. She said, my son is very sick. Can I bring him to you? I told him, yes. So she brought him to me, and he had so many issues. I was right when I told her, your son probably has other issues. So he ended up having so many complications. He ended up having a weird syndrome. And that was another thing that I opened her eyes, because she did not know what is going on. So sometimes if you see something that it doesn't make sense, you need to take another look. Because medicine is common sense. Period. You need to know your information. You need to have a knowledge, but things has to make sense. If something doesn't make sense, usually it's not true.
Yeah. So inshallah, that kid end up being.
He ended up having a very rare syndrome. He's doing okay right now, but again, the story is like I said, sometimes you find something, it's not clear, but you open your eyebrows and just,
That's good.
Yeah.
And that goes to my point. I can't say enough. You want to deal with someone who's done it a million times.
Yes.
You want someone who has the confidence that they see it 1, 2, 3, they understand it.
Sure. But again, it did not make sense to me at that age, 2 weeks old boy, 3 weeks old boy.
Right.
urine infection, unless there's something else going on.
Right.
There's no way and apparently there was something else going on.
Right.
So those what I'm talking about. You need, like I said, if things doesn't make sense, you need to look further.
So, but with the knowledge you do have, I remember you telling me a story that there was a situation where you didn't know what was going on and you reached out to a doctor in Chicago. Remember? You reached out to a doctor in Chicago. So it goes to show you that you, as much as you do know, you also have to be open to what you don't know.
100%.
And if you don't know it, it's okay to ask a colleague.
100%.
How many times, even in real estate,
100%.
we come across this situation or this term in a commercial lease, and you reach out to someone, maybe they've done it. So can you explain, I should say, being open to talking to others in your profession for stuff you've not seen before?
Yes, and many cases when I have doubts about something, I always refer and I tell the patient, guess what? I don't know what it is, but guess what? We're gonna know.
Right.
We are gonna know.
Right.
So it's actually the specialist, whoever referred to, they will respect you more when you refer the patient to them because they want to know. So it is, yes, it's better to say to the patients, I don't know.
I don't know, but I'm going to 100%.
And tell them something wrong.
100%.
If you tell them something wrong, this is bad.
100%.
So self-confidence is very important. It's okay if you tell them because we don't know everything.
You're human.
And we learn I still learn every day.
Every day.
So the story they tell me, actually that was for my daughter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
She has this condition that I didn't know what it was. I took her to 2 or 3 neurologists. They did not know what it was. I ended up calling Chicago neurologist that I really trust. I sent him a video and he called me and he reassured me and it was nothing. It was nothing, but we did not know. And it was nothing. So yeah, it is not wrong to reach out to another professional at all. It's for your own benefit.
100%.
You gain, you don't lose anything. And the patient should respect you for that.
100%. What advice do you give on people who want to keep a professional and open relationship with other people in their profession?
Elaborate more on the question.
So a lot of people, like someone like you, you're busy. A lot of people would say, hey, I'm confident. I know this. I know that.
Still want to
but you are open. You keep good relationships with not only doctors in this area, but in Chicago.
Yeah. Yes, like I said, it doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't bother me at all if patients want second opinion. Actually, when patients go for second opinion, it's reassure my point that because almost all the time, when I refer patients to a second opinion or to a specialist, they end up coming back. Okay, you know what, Dr. Alex, you told us this from the beginning, but we want to make sure. And guess what? You were right in the beginning. So actually, it's reassuring to me. I have no problem with that at all.
Now, how do you keep relationships with professionals in different states? Because I do as well. I'm with a group. I don't know if you know this person from medical school, but I'm with a group in real estate. And one person is from Washington, D.C., one person is from Florida. We brainstorm. We, share ideas, what's going on in there. So how are you in contact with
good question. So there's, after we graduate, like 5-6 residents graduate, we all stay in contact. We know where we stay. We know what we do. So, for example, I have a friend that she's a hematologist. Any problem with a blood disease, I can call her. And dermatologists, I can call them. So we always in contact, especially now with social media. It's easy access. And we always have meetings. We always have, like we have the American Academy of Pediatric meetings. Once a year, we go all for meetings. So it's not very difficult to always in contact or connect with other professionals.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
To go back, I don't know if it was during COVID or something, but I remember you almost went viral on a post that you were giving away the formula What?
Yeah, during COVID, yeah, because during COVID, everybody shut down. If you
Right.
notice, week shut down, I think. So I had so much formula samples. So I posted on Facebook that I have so much formula samples. I'm willing to give it away to not necessarily my patients. So I gave everything. Yes, during COVID, I did not close my office. I continued to come to work. I continued to round in the hospitals. I did not stop one day of working even during the pandemic.
Was doctor's office supposed to close during COVID?
No.
No.
I continued to see patients. Of course, a lot of people stayed home, but I never.
You didn't go to like Zoom or...
I did some video health, but I don't think it's very effective, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to kids. Some doctors may disagree with me, but for me, if I don't physically talk to the mom, physically talk to her, look at her demeanor, look at the patient, I cannot give you diagnosis.
You can see from the energy.
100%.
You can see from the energy.
Especially with kids. If the kids are laying down, that means this patient is sick.
Yeah.
If the kid is jumping, he's not sick. So how are you gonna see that?
Right.
In a telehealth.
Has that become more of a thing post-COVID where people do things even now via Zoom and stuff, or was that just a trend back then?
I know I still see some doctors do that.
Really?
Yes, but
Wow.
I don't believe in it anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, of course.
That's crazy.
No,
That's crazy.
absolutely, I disagree to do that. I don't think it's ethical, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Some doctors, you can know, maybe adult doctors are different, like internal medicine are different, but for me as a pediatrician, if I don't examine the patient or I look at the patient, I see the patient. When I ask the mom, I talk to the mom, but guess what? My eyes on the patient. I don't know if you noticed that. I ask, but my eyes on the patient always, because my observation is extremely important. When I do televisit, when I did it during the pandemic, mom is talking to me, but where's the patient? He's in the room. So how can I give you a diagnosis or treat your child, not seeing him? I refuse to do that.
In person only.
In person only. Even if I have to lose patients, it doesn't bother me.
I know kids are very important to you, and you love the fact that you're a pediatrician. Did you ever give any thought going back? Did you ever give any thought of being?
I know you're gonna ask me this. Nope. I'm glad I'm a pediatrician. I can't do anything. I can't do anything else.
When you went to the Caribbean, after you looked at the picture on the wall, did you know you were going to be a pediatrician right away or no?
I wasn't sure. I always had passion for medicine, but during my this is ironic because during my medical school rotations, my pediatric rotation was the worst. It was not very cute at all.
Why?
Oh, we did not have the best instructor. We didn't have the best doctors. I did not have the best rotations. But again, when you wanted to do something, nothing's going to stop you.
Right.
I had very lousy rotation there, but I made it up. I made it up with my profession. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I thought about doing some other stuff, but before I decided to be a pediatrician, I said by myself, and I looked to myself, okay, let's see, I want to do anesthesiologist. All right, for example, what would they do every day? You need to wake up early in the morning. You're going to talk to the machine for 7-8 hours. I don't think I want to do that.
Cross it off.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So I thought pediatrician is a passion, it's a love, it's a caring.
I bet you would do it if money didn't exist. I bet you'd still be a pediatrician.
Yeah, I don't want to try to.
No, but
money is not
to see if somebody really likes what they do. You can tell someone if money was not a thing and money didn't exist, they'd still do what they
100%.
do. I think you'd still.
I love what I do. I love it.
Yeah.
I just love it, and it's a passion. I enjoy it. I'm good at it. Yeah.
A lot of people would say maybe someone pressured them into being an anesthesiologist or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell from your story, you do a good job of sitting by yourself, reflecting, and making your own decision.
I made my own decision. I didn't have a pressure to do
You
anything.
trust your gut a lot, don't you?
Yes, I do. I do take risks.
Yeah.
I do take risk, but guess what? Taking risk is important too.
It is.
Yes, it's too. If you are too reserved, you're not going to be successful. You have to take a risk. You have to go a step further. So I think this is the key for success.
Calculated risks.
Calculated risk.
All your risks, I would imagine, are calculated. From what I've seen, they're calculated risks.
Yes.
Yeah. But, so for example, there was a guy the other day, he was telling me, and you could tell they're pressured. You know, they listen to their parents or siblings or friends. You and me are the same. Whenever, like, everyone told me, you got to go to school, you got to go to school, you got to go to school. And I never really, like, stressed it. I just said, I don't think it's for me. Like,
Not for you.
you know, I went to school. I went to the school of hard knocks. I went to the school of life. I learned, you know.
100%.
I knew what was for me because I listened to my gut, because I'll sit and I'll reflect. And a guy told me, I got a job offer. He closed his eyes. I said, you don't want them to call you back and tell you got the job, did you? It's like 2 days ago. He said, I don't. I said, so if they give you the job, don't take it.
Yes.
It's pretty simple. It's your life.
Yeah.
You make the decisions.
Yes.
You feel like you're pot committed. You've invested all this time into this specific thing. You're fine. Make your own decision.
100%.
You know, I think he's like 24, 25, and he doesn't know that there's stories out there that people start their journey at 30. You had your own business. You started at 30 years old.
Yes.
My coach, one of my first mentors in real estate, he has, if you look up the real estate MLS, all the sales, there's probably 10 billion. The 4 highest sales, he has them all. 26 million, 24 million, 17 million, 9 million. I think the 9 million is not the 4th anymore. But when you hear that, what do you think? This guy, he grew up in real estate. He's been in real estate since he was 10 years old. He grew up in a rich family. He started real estate at 51. 51 years old.
Yes.
You know? And
Age is not...
age is just a number.
It's just a number. It should not be an obstacle at all.
100%.
All. Nothing should stop you from doing what you wanted to do.
100%.
Nobody should stop you at all.
So what I've learned so far in this conversation, which has been a great conversation, trust your gut,
100%.
know where you're going, and do not negotiate on it. Do not negotiate on
Do
it.
not negotiate. Just do it.
That's where you're going. It's not negotiable.
Not negotiable.
Age is just a number.
Age is just a number.
And treat your business, whether it's a real estate business, whether it's a pediatric business, medical business, treat it like a family.
Family. The key for success is treat it as a family. If someone want to buy a house from you, treat him as your own brother. Trust me. When you do that, you're going to give it what you have. You're going to give him your heart.
100%.
100%. It's your brother. Why not? So same thing. These clientele or these patients, they have families.
100%.
And they have duties, and they did not find their money on the street. They worked hard for it. You need to appreciate that. You need to understand that.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
I think this is the key for success for any business.
I agree. Well, Doc, thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you.
Anytime.
It's been a great conversation,
Thank
a
you.
great story. I think the world is going to love to hear it. Thank you for tuning in to our 3rd episode of the Realtors Roundtable. We hope you enjoyed it. Even if you didn't, please subscribe and like it. God bless. Thank you.